Coming up in this video, there's plenty of striker chat. Ollie Watkins, Benjamin Sesko. We've got all the chat about the strikers linked with Manchester United right now, and also some news that is worrying me. Yes, people, what's going on? Adam McKola here for Stretford, Paddock, and we are on the streets of New York City. Yes, we are here. United play here on Saturday. Well, now on the road in New Jersey at the MetLife, and we are absolutely buzzing for that. We filmed Off the Bar earlier. After this video, you can go and check that out if you've not done so already. But we have got plenty to get stuck into right here, right now, and we've got a little bit of striker chat going on. Obviously, on Off the Bar, we spoke about Alexander Isak, the fact that he looks like he's leaving Newcastle, and we spoke about the potential, or the idea even, there's not even a potential because I don't think it's going to happen, but the idea that Man United could actually maybe make a bid for Alexander Isak. Now, that one has been written off since Off the Bar landed, and there's been talk that Manchester United would not be in the market for Alexander Isak because of the prices attached to it. Pretty much the news that all Manchester United fans expected to hear. But now we've had an update from Fabrizio Romano. Yes, Fabrizio's at it again on Ollie Watkins and Manchester United. And he says in recent hours, Man United had direct contact with Aston Villa. So there was a club-to-club conversation. Man United asked about the situation of Ollie Watkins. The answer from Aston Villa is that they want to keep the player, so Aston Villa do not want to negotiate, and it has to be a very good proposal to change the story. Now, I'm smelling something fishy going on there, and it's clear negotiation tactics by Aston Villa, because in January, it was believed, when Arsenal seemed like they were going to sign Ollie Watkins, it was believed that they kind of approached Arsenal with the idea of selling the striker. So it's clear they've kind of maybe been looking for an out for Ollie Watkins. Now, maybe that changed when John Duran left, went to Saudi, and then, moved on from there so quickly. And maybe that's changed. Maybe they want to keep Ollie Watkins now. But Man United are potentially going to negotiate a deal for him and see if that's feasible, see if that's possible. Now, we already know Man United have to make sure we get rid of the bomb squad, as they call it, the players that could potentially leave United. Obviously, Marcus Rashford has joined FC Barcelona, and now we've got Anthony, Jadon Sancho, Terrell Malacia, and Alejandro Garnacho, who could potentially join him in exiting Manchester United. So once those deals happen, if they happen, Man United will have some more spending room in the market. But right now, we do not have it, at least to make substantial bids for players like Ollie Watkins, never mind someone like Alexander Isak. Now, would I like Ollie Watkins to join Manchester United? I think he's a very good striker. I think he's done really well over the last couple of years. And when the market starts tightening up and narrowing down and there's not that many strikers available, Ollie Watkins starts to become a really good idea. Now, ideally, you are in the market for somebody a little bit younger, somebody with a little bit more ceiling to improve. But then those strikers are going to cost a lot of money. And Ollie Watkins has, like Mbeumo, like Cunha, proven that he can do it in the Premier League. Would I want him? I wouldn't mind him joining Manchester United. I wouldn't be against it, but I'm not getting excited at this talk. And I'm sure a lot of Manchester United fans are similar in that sense. But is a very, very good striker that United could do worse than signing. And then also, there's been talk about Benjamin Sesko, the guy that wrote Unleash the Dragon and that. Sesko, according to Ben Jacobs, is the striker United, we should be the one we keep an eye on. The price could drop to around 70 million euros, and this could be seen as better value from United. Also, if you go for Sesko, you can give him a longer term deal. You could potentially break the transfer fee down over a longer term as well, and it's probably not going to be as difficult as negotiating with Aston Villa for Ollie Watkins. Also, Leipzig are in a position where they're looking to sell Benjamin Sesko. They've probably got an agreement with him to sell him, and the prices have probably already been floated. So it'd be a deal that United could easily make happen. It's just whether they've got the funds to make that happen. And also, look, I think Benjamin Sesko has shown he's got potential. He's a striker with potential. But he scored what last year in Germany? 12 or 13 goals, maybe a little bit more than that. We signed Rasmus Højlund off less goals, I understand, but who was seen as almost like a striker with massive potential. Now, not all strikers are the same, and if one young striker doesn't work, it doesn't mean you shouldn't sign another young striker. But it feels like a deal that could end up going sky high, could end up being a lot of money, a lot of pressure. And look, I know no transfer is guaranteed to succeed, but it feels like more of a risk, doesn't it? That Sesko one. But again, is a striker with potential, and I'm sure that would excite a lot of Manchester United fans. So there is talk rather, about United potentially being in the market for a couple of strikers, but it may be not the strikers Man United fans want to hear about right now. But it also shows you where we're at. After 20 years of mismanagement of Manchester United under the Glazers, either selling players on massively high prices that weren't good enough or proved to not be good enough, giving high wages to players that have never deserved it or, have proven to not deserve it, and then being in a pickle where you can't get rid of players because you can't get a transfer fee for them because the wages clubs don't want to pay. It's just a complete mess at Manchester United. And you look over, not far from Old Trafford, down the road at Anfield, they've won their title number 20 last year. They're trying to make hay while it shines. They've been well run in terms of financially. And it fucking makes me sick to say that. But you look at them making these business moves, and look, Florian Wirtz, maybe he doesn't succeed and he doesn't live up to the price tag. You could say that about a lot of them, but they're a club that are doing business the right way and are making things happen. Alexander Isak, it seemed like Newcastle didn't want to sell him. They said, all right, cool, we'll go for Etikike, we'll bring him in. And now it looks like they could bring in Alexander Isak as well. It's absolute madness going on there. I say 21 is coming a lot. It might be for them, and it absolutely does worry me. And I'll tell you what else worries me as well. I've seen a story on the Mail which said Man United's £4,000 a seat ticket license. Fans presented with shocking new US-style plan for their $2 billion new stadium, and it doesn't even guarantee them a seat. United are considering, the article says, this was by Mike Keegan, charging fans up to £4,000 purely for the right to buy a season ticket at their planned new stadium. While United officials have stressed no final decisions have been made and that they are at an exploratory stage, such a move would see supporters forced to pay thousands before then having to shell out separately for their season ticket. So, what that $4,000 or whatever the fee would be, would lock or reserve your season ticket for 30 years, and then you get the right to pay for your season ticket, probably at a lower rate than it normally would be. But then you get the right to pay for your season ticket on a season-by-season basis. Brother, 30 years. I might not be around in 3 years and you want me to reserve a seat for 30 fucking years. This team might kill me in 3. What are we talking about here? Look, that kind of sound and that talk does worry me here. All that talk about that kind of thing. But I don't believe that will come to fruition. I don't believe that will happen at Old Trafford. I don't believe the fans would allow that to happen. I think there would be a furore about it. I know some people would pay it, some people would do it, and some people would probably drop their ticket and people say, oh, well, someone else would come and take it. But this isn't just cranking your season ticket up by 5%, 10%. This is asking for people to pay 4 bags. Not a lot of people even have 4 bags in savings, never mind 4 bags to fork out. It's a disgrace, it's a joke, and I don't think it would be allowed to happen. So, yeah, Ratcliffe, Ineos and that, if you're listening, fucking hell, pull your head out of your ass. It's not realistic. It's fucking stupid, if anything. There's no other clubs doing it for a reason. You know what I mean? So anyway, that news popped up as well, if you wanted any more bad news at the moment. But yeah, man, we're out here in New York. We're having a great time. Obviously, the game's on Saturday. We're moving over to New Jersey on Saturday. Then we head to Chicago on Sunday. Then we head to Atlanta 4 or 5 days after that. It's going to be an action-packed next week or 2 for us here on tour. Make sure you're keeping it locked for all of it. Make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel. You're getting your comments and you're getting involved there. Go, if you're not following yet, and I mean, there's almost 1 million of you following, but if you're not following yet, head over to the Instagram as well. It's still at Full-Time Devils. It's old school. Go and follow that and keep up to date with the stories. And if you're one of the 3 people that want to meet us, because we do occasionally get people messaging us saying they want to meet us and stuff, we'll be at all the usual fan events. We're going to one on Friday in New York. I forgot the location right now. But we're going to the fan event on Friday in New York. We're going to be at the tailgate on Saturday. We're going to be at all the tailgates at the games. And I'm sure we'll be knocking about as well. So get on the Instagram, at Full-Time Devils. Follow us and you'll keep up to date with our location, where we're at and what we're doing. Like yesterday, Jay, we paid him 20 quid to absolutely do a man vs food challenge. And he's I've not seen him since. He's in a food coma. So, not a good start. But yeah, head over to the Instagram, subscribe to the YouTube. See you in a bit.